What's up, everybody? It's DJ Ash, aka Ash Astonished, aka Ash McCormick, and welcome to the newly rebooted show B.A.R.S on the B-Side channel, the B-Side album review show where we go in depth into the newest independent albums hitting the music scene. This is a newly rebooted show on the B-Side channel, giving independent artists a platform to share their music and give us some insight on their journey in creating their newest project. So make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms, stay up to date with the best independent artists out there, and we'll put those socials up so you can go ahead and give them a follow if you haven't already. As always, you can follow me at What's Up Ash on Instagram and Twitch, and at Ash Astonished on Twitter. So today we got a double feature. So we're reviewing two projects that dropped recently, and we've got both of their creators in the building, none other than the one and only Glenn Kelly and Leggo. Thank you guys so much for coming by today.
Oh, thank you for having us. Appreciate you.
Thank you, for real. It's an honor.
I'm so excited to have you guys in here, especially together. You guys, we've been listening to your music throughout the pandemic on Venice Beach, and you guys finally dropped projects, and I'm super stoked to finally be able to talk about them. So like I said, we have a double feature tonight, got two amazing independent albums, and some artists that I really love working with, so let's dive right in. So Glenn, you dropped an album last week, right?
Yep.
Titled Relationships. So tell everybody where they can find it.
They can find it on all platforms. That's Amazon, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, probably even Shazam.
So everything. Literally, if you got an app on your phone, you can probably find Glenn Kelly's music. So let's get right into it. Is there anything you want to tell us about the album to give a little background introduction to it? So for instance, the title and the stylization of the album is interesting, right? You intentionally make it two words. You want to give us some background on the title and how it came to be?
How it came to be. I've been contemplating on the first album I was going to drop for a long time. So what I did was, there's different type of relationships. Right. And every ship, I consider it like a voyage or a journey. So what I did is I just bluntly put it out there, a relation and a ship. Because every relationship is a different type of journey. Right. And this album has different types of journeys for different types of relationships. Right. On it. Like each individual song is probably a different type of relationship. Right. Awesome. And so the artwork on there, it's a photo of you, and I believe you're wearing the same hat that you're wearing right now. Yeah, I'm wearing the hat. Tell us about the artwork, who took the picture, how it came to be. I was on Venice Beach actually when that picture got taken, and it was done by a professional photographer, and I did the artwork myself, and I cartoonized it. Nice. And I seen a magical galaxy. Yeah. So that's what I did. That's awesome. Yeah, cool. So someone else took the picture and you took that art and you kind of put your own taste onto it, and that became the cover of your album. Yeah, somebody took the picture of me and I told them, make sure you send it, and they finally did, and when they did, I just put it, everything just started coming together like beep, bop, boop. Nice, awesome. So you start out the album with Outside, which is an a cappella track. And it gave me a very Because by the Beatles vibe, and which, by the way, is one of my favorite Beatles tracks. And Elliott Smith also covered it on Figure 8, which is probably one of my favorite Elliott Smith albums. So this track really made my ears perk up. Yeah. So this kind of sounds like Because, but with a more like R&B type vibe. Can you talk a little bit about the opening track and the choice to do it a cappella? This track, actually, I was in a really dark place because, like I said, with relationships, it take you up and down, and that's the beauty of music. It can either, break you down or build you up. And this song helped me got all I was going through and how I felt at that moment. Awesome. That's awesome. So it's a really beautiful way to start out the track. I love when people decide to do a cappella intros and you do some really cool vocal layers on top of it. And then it goes straight into Are You Ready, which is a single of yours that's been out for a bit. And I really vibe with this song. I think this is one of my favorite tracks of yours at least have you perform, because it has that bounce to it, right? I love that song. And your vocals really complement the track. Well, the title's pretty self-explanatory. Where did you get the concept for the song? Like, what's the story behind it? Actually, this song... well, I'm sure you got a story. Yeah, this song happened in like two different phases. Okay. Because it was like the first part was a real true story. I was on the phone, having conversations with one of my friends who's a female.
Right.
And she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, listening to beats, trying to make a song. And she said, "Make a song about what's going on right now."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where the hook came up. And it just like flowed out. And then I just got stuck on the first verse, so I let it sit. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, hey.
Hey, not to cut you. No, not to cut you off, but when she said talk about it, so you asked her, is she ready?
No, she asked me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There it
said,
is.
All I want to know is, are you ready?
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But what I really appreciate about your music is that you really understand melodies and finding those earworms when you play out your vocals. Like, for example, let's find this part of Are You Ready? This part right here.
I wanna be around you, feel your essence. I wanna see what we can accomplish together. And I don't care about storms, been through the weather. Now whether or not you do decide, whatever that happens between you and I.
Yeah, but so yeah, I just
Sick
like
with it.
really like the waves you go on with your melodies. Do you have a process for building your melodies? Like, what how do you go about that?
Actually, each song is like individually different. Like, it's sometimes I find the beat before the song.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I have a melody in my head that I write words to, and then the beat comes afterward, and I adjust the beat.
Yeah.
But this song, it was like, are you ready?
Yeah.
It was already in my head before I even found the beat. And
Gotcha.
then I met a producer who helped me, because I know a couple of producers who make beats so I can sell my music and do what we have to do with it. But he was like, hey.
Who's this producer?
Studio. His name is Devin Mack. Shout out Devin Mack.
There you go.
Mac Millions. He's from Brooklyn and stuff. That's why it says I want $1 million in the beginning of the song, because his name is Mac Million.
Got it. That's cool. But so the producer came to you with the beat.
And I just been fortunate to get opportunities to record, and people believe in my craft and my energy.
Yeah.
So when I get the opportunity, I just go in.
Yeah, because I do really think that you're really consistent with your vocals, even though you do jump genres a lot.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Like, you can riff off of almost any instrumental that I throw out, and it's always catchy, even if I don't completely understand the context of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because some of your lyrics are out there. Like, I'll put it out there.
Yeah.
But like your melodies are very consistent. So even like with that wordplay that we pointed out earlier, it's just like you got that earworm and you got it. So I really appreciate
Thank you.
that.
I appreciate it.
So then we roll into Antivirus. It's another single of yours, and this track was released pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
So you were prepping an Antivirus a long time ago.
Before COVID even happened.
You knew what was up. You like, this shit's gonna be hot when there's a virus.
Right, you know.
But basically, this track is also what you probably think. Like, you're strung out on this crazy love, right? And it stings like a poison. You need the antivirus. You need more of that one thing so that you can be satiated by it, right?
And that could be, I made it so that it could be anything.
Right, right. Yeah, and you give those metaphors to where it can kind of be anything, right?
Exactly.
And it's deep and it's also out there, and it's a ballad.
Yeah.
So how did you get the idea for Antivirus?
Honestly, it was a mixture of my kids and a lot of things collective. You know, so this is another song that was years in the making.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because this was released a long time ago. Yeah. A while ago.
And it was made before I even recorded it.
Yeah.
So I had to memorize and like etched in my head before I even thought about it.
Yeah.
This song is one of my first masterpieces that I've like. That's my baby.
So, yeah. So, and the production's really interesting. Do you have any? Do you want to shout out the producer? Any stories about production?
Shout out. Who did this one? What was?
You want me to play the beginning of it?
This is another one that was I was in Smash Studios in New York City.
Smash, really?
Yeah.
This was recorded in New York?
Yeah.
That's sick. That's a dope story.
All these tracks was recorded in either upstate New York and Albany, the Capital District, or New York City.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so then we come into Desperado, and you switch genres on us again, and you hit us with a little bit more of a trap sound.
Yeah,
and you
this
got
is a
that like
feature.
ambient guitar in the intro. Like we can play some of that, right? So
This is another one of my,
like this,
phases that.
like that guitar, and then the ambient vocals over the top, which is really cool. Yeah, and then like it's just like a very cool ambient intro. Do you have any stories about like how this song came together?
This is actually right after my mom died, and people was like, "You can't stop doing your music."
Wow.
And they've like kept on grabbing me and taking me places to do music and help me, keep in the spirit. That's why music really saved my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he's also a producer. Shout out B.Side. He took me and he was like, you know what, we're gonna go to the studio because everybody's talking what you're still doing. So we went to the studio. He did the second verse. He paid for the studio time, and I just laid the track down because I actually wrote this song in like a day.
Really?
Yeah.
You wrote it in a day? Did you already have the beat or what?
No,
He played you the beat, and then you just wrote it.
Yeah. And he was like, I need something different, G.
Yeah.
Because everybody in New York know me as GK.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I need something else different, G. And then I'm like what? And he was like, something like Desperado. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Desperado. And then,
And you've got that like really that Desperado type guitar in the beginning to like really tie the words together.
Right. So from dusk till dawn type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And the song really does give you that visual, both with lyrically and with the sounds that you're hearing.
Nice.
So then we get to the conversation I finally get to have. Track 5, Making Love to a Nun.
Yeah.
We finally get to have tell me the
this
story
conversation.
about
Okay.
Making Love to a Nun. I've been listening to this song for months. Tell the story.
Basically.
Put on your seatbelt, guys.
So basically, I was like, I need a song that has not ever been created. I need a topic that hasn't ever been done before. And this is when I was in New York City taking care of my dad and helping my mom and doing all this other stuff too.
Yeah.
Because this is around the time when my dad got sick. And I'm like, you know what? People talk about these priests doing these things, and let's switch it from the priest doing anything to the boys. Let's talk about what the nuns is doing.
What the nuns is doing.
They doing GK.
And then let's make it a trap track.
Yeah, So I'm like, how can I do this to make it like most sensitive to the ears, however, make it sound like what it is.
Yeah.
So,
and it's also kind of a ballad.
This
it's a trap ballad.
Man,
yeah, that's how it came. Like I was explaining that I met a producer from Germany. Shout out Piano. Because he sent me.
This is the German producer.
Yeah, this is a German producer, and he's a DJ as well, and he's spinning it out in Germany right now. So this has been spinning for like a year and a half in Germany already. So
yeah,
it's like shout out Piano Wonder Beats. But he sent me the beat because I told him about the concept. Because I have like 2 or 3 songs that I did with him that I recorded, and he like, yo, you need to record that. So I went to a studio called Capitol Land Mixers. This is upstate New York, and then I recorded that there. And I recorded in a couple of other places. And I just put all the sounds together, and I had it mixed down and mastered again. And I feel like, you know, it's not the best until I perform it, because you don't get to feel it until it's live. However, the way it is.
I mean, I remember the first time you told me to play that song, I was like,
what? She's like, what the hell?
What am I about to play right now? And then I was like, that's actually kind of fire. Like,
Remember, I asked you this week, I'm like, man, I've been digging this song, but I really actually listened to it. And I'm like, what? I asked Ash, I said, what is he talking about?
I was like, what is this song called?
And I'm like, all of this time I've been like, you know what I'm saying, and not paying attention. But
think about it. If sex is a religion, what do your priests and the nuns do if this is the religion?
Right.
Huh? Right. Let's cause it. Let's talk about it.
So that's Making Love to a Nun.
Yeah, that's Making Love to a Nun.
And we can say that it's never been done, except for by the one and only Glenn with two N's, Kelly.
With two N's.
So then we get to track 6, Thunder Presence. Yeah. And so I remember I found this one when I was like going through music and like trying to like bookmark stuff.
You played.
Yeah, and then I was like, I found this one when I was going through your other tracks, and I was like, hold on a second, like this is. And so I made you perform it. And I think, and I was like, I want to hear this song live, and I think that you blew the speaker because it was fucking, it was fire.
It killed the speaker that day.
But so this is a collab with Zuni.
Yeah, Zuni, Paul Barcourt Jr. He's not doing music anymore, I guess.
Oh, really?
Everybody don't have the drive to do it. Some people
that's true.
Want to, and some people just want to because others are doing it. Yeah, you know,
or priorities. Yeah, it happens. All right, but you also performed the song by yourself on Venice. My
whole track,
and you know the verse, you know, like you know all the words. So like some wordplay that you discussed, and there's like the visuals. It's raining.
Yeah, it's raining.
And heavy waterfalls in my life keep flowing. I can't take it. So lost. Feeling so off for so long, and you're like singing this like vibrato, and it's very like uppity, but you're like talking about some real shit. Like I'm making a way to move on, creating a way to move forward. I'm taking waves to relieve this anxiety. Because you can't see it, don't make it less a reality. Like that. That's some real shit. But it's like these epic vocals over the top of it.
Words with vocals of the whole frequency.
Yeah, and
heavy waterfalls in my life keep flowing. I can't take it. So lost, feeling so off for so long.
Yeah, it's just it hits, and it's. I just think it's excellent wordplay. Do you want to discuss the production and the recording process for this track?
This was actually when I came back upstate from taking care of my kids, because I got 2 boys and stuff, so you know I have to make sure I'm in their life as well. But you know, you got to do what you got to do to make sure they're better. And with technology, I'm still in their life right now.
Right,
and
exactly.
What I have to do. So it's like this song was about all of that. What everybody say they want to do, not knowing how much you're really sacrificing to get to the next level that you want to get to. Because they say they want it, yet they don't want to go through the process that you're going through. Right,
and no matter what I'm going through, I'm still gonna give what I'm supposed to do 100.
Exactly.
And so I think it's excellent wordplay over excellent production, and I really enjoy this song.
Appreciate it.
So then we come to track 7, Karma.
Yeah.
The finale, and
I had to put that as the finale.
Yeah, totally, and it feels right. It's a dark hip hop track. That's basically like a personification of karma.
Yeah.
Where did that idea come from?
I've been like lately being surrounded by a whole lot of things that happens. You get automatic feedback because action requires action.
Right.
So people say things and not knowing what they say has an effect, just like what you do have a moral effect. So that's basically where that came from, because a lot of people don't understand what you do really has a cause and effect result, and I just was compelled to give it to the universe.
Yeah.
And that was like drawn to me, and I had so many different types of beats and things. But this song is one of the songs I told you, it came before the beat.
Right.
The beat just made it say, hey.
It locked it in.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's awesome. That's it. Do you don't want a shot at the producer on this track? Do you?
This actually was a producer who I actually don't know his name. I get sent a lot of beats.
Yeah.
So I just shot.
You just found the one.
I just found the one, and I just took it to the studio myself because I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it myself because nobody else is gonna take me seriously until I start taking me seriously. And this is one of the first songs I literally paid for myself.
Yeah, sick. Well, I mean, I understand I think that the production matches the vocals.
Yeah, this
really
is
well.
a Capital Land mix too.
Yeah.
In upstate Albany.
Awesome. So and that is Relationships by Glenn Kelly. I've been listening to your music for a while and I'm really impressed with you. I'm happy for you to finally have an album out that people can go stream and listen to and hear how talented you are, and I'm excited for what you're doing and where you're going.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
And then, of course, we got a double feature tonight, so let's switch gears to Leggonomics 2. Now, I'm very familiar with Leggonomics 1. We worked together on the mixtape, and I just have to say, one thing that's undeniable when you listen to both projects is the growth and the maturation between Leggonomics and Leggonomics 2. Like, Leggonomics was feel good and fun, but with Leggonomics 2, you, kick the door down. You, come back with a vengeance.
Oh, man, thank you.
Leggonomics 2, it's still fun and feel good. It's still vibey. It's still, but it hits a little different. It slaps a little different.
Yeah.
Did you know that coming into this album? Were you coming into it I have something to say, or did it just kind of happen?
I just do it. I don't. This is how it goes. Shout out to Stoddy Ray, who got me back into this stuff.
Yep.
Stoddy will hit me, and I'll be like, "All right, what's going on?" And he'd be like, "All right, I got this." He'll just shoot the track. Mm-hmm. And I don't turn down nothing. Everything, and I just even if I don't like it, you know what I'm saying?
You try it.
I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And it was one track on there I wasn't feeling because he just shot it to me. He was like, write something to this, and I'm going to link it with you tomorrow. No, I'm going to link it with you later at the studio. So I'm like, man, dude, how the hell am I link to this? It just was like a bland, you know what I'm saying? And then when he came to the studio and did the hook, I'm like, oh, shit. He you know what I'm saying, added flavor to the hook. So I was just like, wow, man, I'm glad I wrote what I wrote to this because for real, because at first I was just like, man, I don't even know what to write. And when he came to the studio, because he just told me what to write about. And I was just like, okay. But when he came and put the hook down, I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, when we go, man, we just go. He shoot me the beat, or he'll say, write the hook, or I got the hook, or vice versa. And we just make it happen.
So is that how it works out? He shoots you beats and you just write stuff to it, and then when you think you have an album, you have an album?
Nah, we just go to the studio and record it. He'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." All right, we going to the studio. So we go to the studio, get the Tito's and
Yeah, we talk about that too.
And we just go, just go. Whatever comes out, comes out. And God is good, man.
All right, so we start off Leggonomics 2 with Red Light, which is a smooth old school track, and takes me back to cruising through Long Beach during sunset.
Yeah,
the song basically is you being deep in thought, at a red light.
Yeah.
And while it's really about you moving past it, you discuss some deep shit that you've been through, with your family and other people who've done you wrong. So what was it like sorting through all that and finally putting bars down to it?
I don't know. I never thought I would write about it. You know what I'm saying? And one time, Stolly was like, let's go to the studio. Well, no, I already had that beat. Shout out to EQ. EQ made that track. I have copped that from EQ, and Stolly was like, you got a beat? I was like, yeah, I got a beat. I'm going to write to. And we went to the studio and had the Tito's, and, and that came out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was some real stuff, and I'm not finished on talking about that type of stuff too. There's some more that need to be said, and you know what I'm saying, that I'm gonna talk about probably in the next project I drop. You know what I'm saying, or
Leggonomics 3,
or if not later on. You know what I'm saying.
You can make them in trios.
Nah, Leggonomics 3 is coming.
So it's the Trinity, baby.
There we go.
Coming.
There we go.
Leggonomics 3 is coming.
All right, so you start off strong with Red Light, and then it goes into I'm Not Him. And we got this really fresh G-Funk beat. I really appreciated this because I know how you dig the old school beats. Like anytime I throw on like a gangster rap beat, I look over and Leggo's feeling it. But like I heard this beat the first time and I was like, hell yeah, Leggo. Like you really made a G-Funk beat that's still really current and feels really fresh. Can we talk about this beat for a second? Where did this beat come from?
Styley Ray, man. Styley Ray be having the beats. Styley Ray be having the beats, man. Like I said, everything, you know. I think only came up with one of the tracks. Like I said, EQ, I had copped that from EQ, but I think the rest of the beats, Styley Ray, man. And I'm like, and I was amazed when I first heard it.
Yeah.
When I heard it, I'm like, shh. I thought this sounded like some shit DJ Quick would make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like seriously. Yeah. I seriously felt like I was on a DJ Quick track.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit is hot, but yeah, and the song is real too, like some real stuff that happened in my life at the time.
Let's play just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the Jones.
And I want to hear just a little of the chorus.
Oh yeah, starting to sing it.
So let's talk about those chorals, vocals on "I'm Not Him." Where do those come from?
Styley, man.
That's just Styley.
That's Styley.
Just layering those vocals.
Styley. He's amazing.
It sounds like a sample.
No, that's Styley Ray.
Like, that's crazy.
That dude is amazing in the studio.
Yeah,
and
he is.
And what's funny is like, you in the studio with him, you see him recording.
Yeah.
You'll laugh because he be doing this thing and the way he doing the sound of it, he be like, and you be like,
he's like singing it.
Yeah, or just the way he putting it down, you be like, man, this shit is funny.
You seen it?
Yeah,
he's
okay, we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah, so when he layering the vocals, you'll be like, oh shit, you know, you'll be laughing because the sounds and how he's doing it, and then when you hear it on the track, you be like, God, that shit, wow, like, yeah, that's Styley on that, man.
That's sick. To be able to see that live, that's
man,
awesome.
Yeah. We gonna have to get you in the session.
Yeah, for real.
So you can see it, and
yeah,
you
I'm
know,
down.
so you can see what we talking about.
I'm down. So you also, I just want to point out that you rhymed messy with Jeffrey. We don't have to talk about it, but if there's any story that inspired it, you can talk about that now.
Tell you the truth, I wasn't even thinking about. I mean, he was involved in the story, but he wasn't involved in the story. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't even know how that came in there. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it because when he came at me, I was just like, nah, man. I said Jesse. He was like, nah, fool. You said Jeffrey. And I said, for real? And I was like, let me see. So I had to find my lyrics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I went back and I took a picture. I'm like, I did say Jeffrey. And, you know, I was like, man, you should be happy your name is in a tight song. That song is tight as hell.
I think he is. That
song is fire. Like, seriously, I can't, like.
It's only one verse, but it's a pretty low verse.
Yeah.
You sound a little upset. Like, were you able to let some steam off on the track?
Man, I did. Like, right when the BS I was going through happened, Styley came with the beat. In the hook. He was like, I'm like, oh, man. I was like, perfect.
And clutch.
Perfect. And I don't even talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Bitch and all that. I don't talk like that, but I don't know.
It was an outlet.
It had to come out like that. You know what I'm saying?
And it made a fucking fire song. So.
I just wish the song was longer though, because I was like, man, let me do it. Like, no, we're gonna keep it sweet and simple, man. If they want to hear another verse, they'll play. And that's the thing now. A lot of songs are short now. If you see, it's like 2-3 minutes. It's not like 3 verses no more.
But it's digestible. And if you say what you need to say, then you say what you need to say.
Yeah, but I wish that song was a little longer. But it is what it is. It's hot.
And then that song goes into track number 3. Will you do us the honors of telling everyone the name of track number 3?
Well, what's you say?
What's track number 3?
What is it?
You don't know what it is?
I got a different order. Is it? I'm not here. Oh, Little Ninjas?
Little Ninjas.
Yeah.
We'll call it Little Ninjas. with Eli So Drippy.
Yeah, Eli So Drippy. Shout out to Eli So Drippy. Yeah.
Shout out Eli So Drippy. We're going to talk about Eli. So you got your first new feature on this track with Eli. Eli is one of my, like, to be honest, one of my favorite up and coming artists. Like, I think he is so solid.
Man.
He's so consistent, and
Yeah.
he's got this really fresh trap sound
Yeah.
that like takes me
Very.
back to like the early Jerk days.
Yeah.
And like he's so hard with like this effortlessness, and
Right.
that really comes out in his flow.
Yeah.
And it's just like a perfect name for him because he really like he is so
Yeah,
drippy.
yeah,
He's so
yeah,
drippy.
yeah,
And the other thing, like he's so fucking polite.
Man.
Like
Politest kid on the planet,
he
man.
would
One
come
of
up
the
and
polite-
request songs, and he'd be like, "Can I please get
Yeah,
rapping and
please,
trapping?"
yeah.
Like the most
Yeah.
polite, but like calling out all these like really hard trap songs.
Absolutely.
And but then I heard this song, and I was just so happy with it. It's fresh, it's hard, it
You like
bangs.
it?
I like it, and I'm so excited to get this track from you so that I can actually play it in the clubs. When
Yeah.
people walk in the door, because that's what I feel like it is. It's like the perfect entrance song.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here, bitches.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The party's here. So, just as a fan of both of you, what inspired this track? Like, who approached who? How did it all come together? Where did the idea to work together come from?
I just heard him on the song, you know what I'm saying? And
And you were just like, hey, like, you want to be on this track?
he told me, he was like, I want to do a song with you.
Yeah.
Like every time at the beach, he would tell me, Leggo, because he heard my other project,
Yeah.
throwback album,
Yeah.
and he was just like, Leggo, we got to do a song, man. He was like, I heard your project. He was like, it's sick. He's like, we got to do a song,
Well, we go do another track, bro.
and I was just like, okay, we got to do it. So
Yeah, and so then you come out with this track. So just play like a little bit of the beat, because
yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you this is what happened.
Yeah.
We got the beat the day of.
Really?
Stolly was trying to
Stolly
find.
had this beat?
Stolly had this beat too, and that's the thing. Stolly, I don't know, man. He knows. He knows.
Got like every genre.
He knows because
like,
the thing was, I showed him the video of Eli So Drippy.
Yeah.
We were somewhere, and he was like, "So the next song, who you want on there?" Whoop de whoop. And I was like, Eli So Drippy, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, Eli, he was pressuring me, like.
Yeah.
So I was like, this kid right here. So I showed him a couple of video footage of him at the beach.
Yeah.
And doing a couple other shows with Baca.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right. He was like, give me a couple of days, and I'm gonna send you the beat. Yeah. And so I'm waiting. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on the beat.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, Stolly, send me the. He's like, man, just give me a couple more minutes. And so we had booked studio time and everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So he's like, I'm gonna send it to you when you're on your way to the studio. I'm like, on the way to the studio. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
So
So you didn't give you no time?
I'm on my way to get Eli.
Yeah.
So as soon as I picked Eli up, I get the text or the email with the beat.
of
And
the
I was
beat,
like,
so you listened to it in the car on the way
and
there.
so we was listening. I was like, I want you to come off talking about, talking about little people, little ninjas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how they disrespectful.
Yeah.
And he young anyway. I was like, you saying that and you young, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So he was like, all right. So he went to the studio and vibed a little bit, and you heard it.
Yeah, it was like a song that I didn't know that I needed to hear, and then I heard it, and I was
that
like,
song is amazing.
hell
I'm
yeah.
like, wow. When he did it, I was just like, because I told him like how to, the like the real,
Yeah.
and
Like
he was
the
just like,
syncopation.
yeah, and because I was peeping him out, you know what I'm saying? So gave him a couple of minutes, and the rest is history.
There it is. And then we go from that track into track 4, Don't Speak. So can we talk about Don't Speak, like this beat?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna play
that sounds like
this
a DJ
beat.
Quick beat too. Yeah. Stolly hit me up, was like, sent the track. He was like, you gonna do the hook on this one? I'm like, all right. Went to the studio and came with the hook. I didn't think he was gonna feel it at first. I was just
Really?
like, yeah, I didn't. I was
No,
like,
I mean, like, it might be my new favorite Lego song. It's another just really fresh
man,
pop song
yeah,
with
it's
that old
fresh,
school
man,
feel.
yeah.
And you really don't get that a lot these days. Like G-funk that sounds fresh or like vibey like that. So I heard this and I was just like, yes, the beat is so solid, it's so vibey, and your voicing on it just really suits the track so well.
Oh, thank you, appreciate it.
Like the Heart in the Concrete. Exactly what you did. Like it sounds new and fresh, but it still brings back the nostalgia, like that old school.
Yeah,
and
then 90s and then too, every time I heard them, like them two beats, that one and the I'm Not Him, I could just see people in the club. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like on some Dr. Dre, DJ Quick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you start off with the chorus and then the guest verse comes in. Can you talk a little bit about how the song came together?
With hardcore? I mean, talk about
like how the song came together, like where'd it come from, the beat, the process?
Well, Styley had the beat.
Styley had the beat? Yeah. The same process? Yeah. You weren't like going through anything?
Nah.
You were just like, all right, how much time did he give you to write the verse this time? Like, does he like put timelines on it?
Well, when he had shot me the beat early that day, but I was busy.
So you got the beat the same day that you wrote the verse?
Yeah.
All right.
And I ended up writing it later on at the studio.
Right. Yeah. So you would say, like, I mean, you talk about going to the studio in the song. You say, like, when it comes to the studio, I don't play. Like, when I hit the club, I don't pay. I fucking love that because I feel the same fucking way. So your verse narrates a wild night out, right? That starts and ends with the studio.
Yeah.
So you've orchestrated this sort of like auditory play within a play, right?
Yeah.
That's going out and having this crazy night. You go to the studio, you cut a verse about what happened to you, and now we're chilling, listening to that song.
Yeah.
So all slapping over this G-funk beat, and it's brilliant.
Thank you.
Is there any like specifically crazy night where you were like, I'm gonna put that in a song, or is it just like a culmination of fucking crazy nights you've had?
It was just the mind, you know, came up with that, you know. It was just like everything came up that, you know, at that moment when I was in the studio writing.
It's just really organic.
Yeah, like another thing I checked out how my songs are. I write a lot of stories. I peeped that out.
Yeah, like you tell
man,
like it was like you were watching a play, but in your ears.
Yeah. So I realized that lately. I was like, damn, man, it's like all of these songs, even back in the days when I was doing music, like a lot of my songs is like storytelling. Yeah. So yeah, all that came in at the moment, you know, with my friend Tito.
With the help of Tito. Shout out Tito. So then we have track 5, California.
Yeah.
And boy, do we need to talk about California. Everything on this track is like so impeccable, from the instrumental. Like, let's listen to I have it over here. Just a little bit of the beginning. But it's like very subtle.
Yeah.
But it's still like hard.
Man. And that's the song I was telling y'all the beat I didn't like at first.
This one.
Yeah.
But so I can like I love this song, like listening to it, but I can see why you just hearing the beat, like, because it's different. It's different.
Yeah, but it was a challenge for me. Like I said, anything Styley throws at me, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. Like, seriously, I'm gonna make it happen. Like, even if it's a challenge, I'm gonna study the beat and figure it out. You know, it's like a puzzle time, you know, with certain tracks, because I like, you know what I'm saying? That,
you like that.
And when he sent that to me, I'm like, man, this is some sleepy shit, man. I you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? No, it's just, you know what I'm saying? So but then when he came,
the song as a whole, like I can see how the pieces separate.
So when he came to the studio and did the hook, I was like, oh, that shit like amped me up. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I wrote it like this, because you know what I'm saying? Because when you came, because it's cool and calm, it's settled.
It's
you know what I'm saying? And he came out from California. So I was like, okay.
It's like that zipper that ties it together.
Absolutely.
So from the instrumental to the title being my favorite and hometown state, to your flow on the verse, to the guest verse from another one of my favorite independent artists, you just really, I think, hit it out of the park with this one. Like it's not a club banger like some of the other tracks that are on the album, but it still slaps along like the same kind of vein. Like kind of like Racks in the Middle, right? Like it's like a ballad. It's a softer instrumental, but the bars are still hard in comparison.
Oh man,
and the beat really elevates that. So
shout out to Capital A, man, and
Capital A, he's a beat.
He came about because I had hit him up to do a song on Leggonomics.
Right.
And he wasn't able to make it, so it's like, man, I'm sorry, man, I apologize.
Yeah.
And every time I would see him,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
every time.
I think
I'm ready.
I think I heard you guys.
I'm
and I was
ready.
like, what the hell?
So I'm like, all right, man, because I was like, you know, if you like turn me down or didn't show up, I'm like, all right,
it's
man.
personal.
Well, yeah, it's personal, but it's like, all right, that was the opportunity. So when, ain't no telling when the time gonna come back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause that feeling, you know what I'm saying? Because there's certain beats out here. I'm like, okay, this cat
when
will
the
be on
moment
there
comes, you gotta
tight.
catch it.
That's timing is everything.
And when that beat came, it just came right on time. And I was like, all right, I let him hear it. He was like, all right, I got you.
Yeah.
And
I just think it's the perfect beat for Capital A to collaborate with you on,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
a lot of his beats are very instrumental too, and very orchestral. Like he's got violins in his beats and stuff, and so it just really suited, I think, him well. And your verse as well gives like a really refreshing visual of like California, right?
Yeah.
You talk about how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
You talk about you meditating on the beach,
Yeah.
like all the incredible food, paradise, right?
Yeah.
But then you warn the listener also, don't believe everything you see, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Right.
it's beautiful, but there's some snakes out there that when your back is turned, people
Absolutely.
can turn on you in a
1, 2,
second.
3.
Like if they don't like the way you look, if you're not careful.
Yeah,
Can
absolutely.
you talk a little bit about the inspiration for that verse?
Um,
Like where did all those concepts come together? You just got in there and
Tito's, man.
We're just, you just need
the name of this album should be called Titonomics.
Leggonomics 2 sponsored by
Titonomics.
Tito's.
Like seriously, that's all I do. Like go in the studio, get some Tito's and Mary Jane, and the rest is history, man. Yeah.
And then you got Capital A talking his metaphors.
Yeah, he came in there spitting like. He's a spitter, dude. He came out doing it, and
he got bars.
You know, he kept asking me, "Is this cool, Leggo?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's perfect. It's perfect. Do you, man? As long as you're comfortable, and you know, Stolly was like, "Yeah, it's cool, bro. Yeah."
Yeah, no, I really love Capital A's wordplay. I think it worked out perfectly on this track. So then we roll into Detox. Ooh, Detox.
Yeah.
Brings us back to a more up-tempo and another fresh take to that old school sound.
Oh, man.
So you got like bass with chimes, and then a flute, and then an electric guitar at the end. You got like a whole crazy different types of instruments bend. They come in and... then you have like a G-funk synth too, right? Like at the end. And it was just like a crazy combination that I was so surprised but also excited to hear. So what is the style? Just a beat that's styly through you?
Yep.
With chimes
and this is funny with this one. He was like, cause we had hollered at, this is like the first song we did of the year, like right after New Year's.
Really?
Yeah.
Of this year?
Yeah. Right after New Year's we did this song, and he was like, well, we had talked to J-Ro at a show before, and we was just like, man, we need to do a song. Mm-hmm. Jay was like, cool, just hit me up. Yeah. So I was thinking about it. He was like, you should do a song with J-Ro. I was like, you want me to hit him up? He was like, yeah, hit him up. So we hit J-Ro. He's like, yeah, I'm down. And I'm like, you got the beat? He was like, nah, give me some time. So it took a minute. Yeah. A minute. And one night after the show that we had with Baca, it was late as hell. 2, 3 in the morning. I get a call from Styley. He's like, what's up? I said, what you mean, what's up, man? He's like, what you doing? I was like, man, I'm on my way home. He was like, nah, nigga, meet me over here. Whoop-de-whoop-whoop. And I want to let you hear this hook for the J-Ro song. Yeah. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, man, nigga, I'm sleepy, man. I gotta get up in a couple hours. Nah. He's like, Leggo. I was like, why you can't tell me over the phone, man? Like, Leggo.
Email me. So
I went down. It's late at night, right after a show, man, and linked up with him. He played the beat, and he did. And I was like, man, that shit is sick. Yeah. And even when he had the beat, and I was like, yeah, that's it, man. Yeah. And we were linked up with J-Ro, and he heard the beat. He was like, wow. He was amazed.
Yeah. I mean, and your wordplay on this is also really impressive. Like you talk about Stylie leaving ice cream in the car.
Oh yeah,
and wondering if it melt.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
girls all around you like a karate belt. Like I heard melt, and I was like, what the heck is the rhyme with that?
Yeah.
And it was like all around you like a karate belt. Like,
yeah. The Alcoholics is like one of my favorite groups. Like seriously, like one of my top favorites. And for me to do a song with him, I was just like, I gotta come off like, so I gotta say something like something they'll say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I was just thinking hard, and you know, I don't spit like that, you know what I'm saying? I just do my thing.
Your own type of flow.
I got my own type of flow. So I'm just like, man, just let me, be able to spit hard. So I wrote it. After I wrote it, we linked up at the studio, and when J-Ro heard it, he was like, bro, he was like, Leggo, why you never told me you rap? He was like, bro, all these years I know you, bro. He's like, you've been bringing me on stage all these years. He's like, dude, you never told me you were. Why? You never told you. Like, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's just like, Leggo. He was like, now we gonna have to start performing together now. I was like, I started rolling, but yeah, he was shocked. Everybody in the studio was like, what the fuck? Like, and I was just like, they like it, yeah.
Another one.
I was happy. I was like, yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
And then we come to track 7, the finale, with Mr. Glenn Kelly. This song is a really nice blend of both hip hop and R&B elements, so it's only appropriate that Glenn would be on feature on the track.
Right.
And I think you guys complemented each other really well.
Oh, thank you, DJ
It's
Ash.
definitely a crowd pleaser, and I think it's definitely going to pump up the crowd once you guys are able to perform it.
Yeah, man.
Hint.
Man, I could see this at Coachella or something. Like, seriously. When I heard it, when I heard the beat, at first I was going to come off like some Dirty South, like some screw type. Yeah. Because that's a Dirty South beat.
Yeah.
And one day I was working out, and but right before I told Stylie too, I was like, Stylie, because you know, I was like, we gotta do a song, and he was like, whatever. So one day I was working out, and it came to my head, and I told him, I said, bro, this is how we gonna do it. And he was like, nah, man. He was like, man, don't play. He was like, I don't play with my music. He was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, because he wasn't seeing what I was seeing.
Right.
And I was like, trust me, bro. It's gonna be hot, bro. Believe me. He was like, man, I don't. He was like, don't play with my music, Leggo.
Trust issues during this album.
So it was cool because as soon as we went in the studio and we worked with the engineer, when I was explaining to him how to do it, the engineer knew offhand.
Right.
And when the engineer knew,
and he just makes it sound.
He was like, no, he was like, Stylie, this is how he want it.
Yeah.
And when he knew, I was like, oh man, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over because
he was doing what you were thinking.
Yeah, he already knew. Yeah. And while I was explaining to Stylie was like, how am I supposed, Stylie was still like kind of confused and still learning, you know what I'm saying, trying to get it done. And the engineer was like, no, he wants you to do it like this. And once the engineer explained to him, it was a done deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the track that I'm probably most excited to hear performed off Leggonomics because I know both of your energies combined with the structure of the track. I just think it's going to be so packed with energy and it's going to be awesome.
And that's what's crazy. I just heard the beat that day too.
Really? And you just came in with a... Yeah. I mean, your verse is basically a shout out of everybody on the track doing their thing, right?
It was just a little bridge, but that's what
it's an awesome bridge.
That's all it's needed.
And then the thing is...
with the little flavor.
And then the thing is too is... Excuse me. I've been watching Glenn Kelly since we've been at the beach.
Yeah, that one.
Awesome artist, man. So the song, I was like, man, I got to do a song with Glenn Kelly soon. And when I told Stylie, when I heard the beat, I'm like, I showed him some videos of Glenn performing at Venice with us, and Stylie was like, all right, give me some time. Let me
I'll find the one.
Yeah. And then when I heard it, I was just like, oh man. So, and when I told Glenn, I was like, yeah, bro, I got a beat for you. You got to do a song. He was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Took him to the studio.
Yeah. And it was,
had some Tito's.
There was some Tito's there.
I would make a song called Tito's, man.
Leggonomics 3.
Yeah.
Tito's.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, amazing song, man.
Amazing.
Appreciate you, Glenn Kelly.
Yes.
Appreciate you too, bro.
Like, seriously.
I think it was a great way to end the album. I think both you guys have projects that you can both be really proud of, and I'm excited to hear you guys perform it and see where you guys go from this. Is there anything that you guys want to promote coming up that you want to shout out? Where can people find you?
Go, you can go ahead first.
I'll go first. You can find me on all platforms. Once again, that's Glenn with 2 N's. And you know Instagram is Glenn the One, GLENNTHEONE.
And I'm Leggo. You can follow me on Instagram at Kick Rocks Entertainment. That's Kick Rocks like you kicking the rock. Leggonomics 2 is out now. Check that shit out. That make you feel good hip hop. All right.
And you can find all of us on Venice Beach every Sunday.
Yeah, every Sunday.
Vodka Productions.
At the Dogtown Pop-Up.
That's right. We like to end this show with 3 singles of the week from other independent artists that we think you should check out. So let's go ahead and roll the singles of the week right now.
The universe sent me a gift. People with no buttons trying to press me a bit. All the added pressure just helped me commit to becoming who I am, so you get the assist. Left the abyss, now I'm where the abundance is. Almost lost my mind, now I'm loving it. I be dodging any drama they be coming with. It's a cold, cold world, I be bundling, fumbling, but the balance new in the brand. You probably mad cause you ruined what we had. You tryna judge like who am I to brag? Cause if I don't deserve to be pulling the cash, fumbling, but the balance new in the brand. You probably mad cause you ruined what we had. You tryna judge like who am I to brag? Cause if I don't deserve to be pulling in the cash,
Chasing that money, I'm running laps. Increase the profit, we flipping racks. Came from the bottom, them haters wet. My girl make them freeze like a heart attack. Counting the cheese, I'm watching rats. I went overseas, been there and back. Feel like Tom Brady, I watch for the sack. Like no designer, I just want the sacks. I'm on there, I'm filling the bags. Hope it, I've been traveling with the mask. Popping, I've been had a chick in the jag. You could not get what you want, so you sad. These rappers don't feeling like that. Call me soldier, cause I got the swag. I'm in the Billy, I hop in the rags. Before make it bounce like I'm mad. We on our way to the.
Last year 9 out of 10, she would be a 10, but I had to get one to a friend. Tryna get down for the night, feeling alright. Come to find out they was twins. Tryna keep my shit together, they seeing right through it, telling me they were whatever. I said they coming together, said they ain't reciprocal. I'm thinking like that's even better. Slide in, fuck around with miles in it. Dive in to catch ties in it. Suppose more my ride in it. Take a break, my lie in it. She knows the deal when I hit it, then get out of the way. Oh, by the way, applying the pressure, I'm getting you wetter than you ever be. Can't be moving like no groupie, Size, I got you loopy. Couldn't be mad if you didn't choose me. Gotta tone down, tell her like I'm schoolie, Got a big press, I ain't even two-seat. She gave me top all up in a two-seat. We gon' fuck around or something, make a movie. Oh, by the way, I seen you staring at me in this club, you was catching my eye. Oh, by the way, just tryna get a little taste, I need a little something on the side. Oh, by the way, looking seductive, all at me in public, or maybe I'm high. Oh, by the way, oh, by the way, oh, by the way, oh, by the way.
The universe sent me a gift. People with no buttons tryna press me a bit. All the added pressure just helped me commit to becoming who I am, so you get the assist. Left the abyss, now I'm where the abundance is. Sent me a gift. People with no buttons tryna press me a bit. All the added pressure just helped me commit to becoming who I am, so you get the assist. Left the abyss, now I'm where the abundance is. Almost lost my mind, now I'm loving it. I be dodging any drama they be coming with. It's a cold, cold world, I be bundling, fumbling, but the balance new in the brand. You probably mad cause you ruined what we had. You tryna judge like who am I to brag? Cause if I don't deserve to be pulling the cash, fumbling, but the balance new in the brand. You probably mad cause you ruined what we had. You tryna judge like who am I to brag? Cause if I don't deserve to be pulling the cash,
Chasing that money, I'm running laps. Increase the profit, we flipping racks. Came from the bottom, them haters wet. My girl make them freeze like a heart attack. Counting the cheese, I'm watching rats. I went overseas, been there and back. Feel like Tom Brady, I watch for the sack. Like no designer, I just want the sacks. I'm on rodeo, I'm filling the bags. Hope it, I've been traveling with the mask. Popping, I've been had a chick in the jag. You could not get what you want, so you sad. I see these rappers don't feeling like that. Call me soldier, cause I got the swag. I'm in the Billy, I hop in the rags. Before make it bounce like I'm mad. We on our way to the.
Last year 9 out of 10, she would be a 10, but I had to get one to a friend. Tryna get down for the night, feeling alright. Come to find out they was twins. Tryna keep my shit together, they seeing right through it, telling me they were whatever. I said they coming together, said they ain't reciprocal. I'm thinking like that's even better. Slide in, fuck around with miles in it. Dive in to catch ties in it. Suppose more my ride in it. Take a break, my lie in it. She knows the deal when I hit it, then get out of the way. Oh, by the way, applying the pressure, I'm getting you wetter than you ever be. Can't be moving like no groupie, Size, I got you loopy. Couldn't be mad if you didn't choose me. Gotta tone down, tell her like I'm schoolie, Got a big press, I ain't even two-seat. She gave me top all up in a two-seat. We gon' fuck around or something, make a movie. Oh, by the way, I seen you staring at me in this club, you was catching my eye. Oh, by the way, just tryna get a little taste. I need a little something on the side. Oh, by the way, looking seductive, all at me in public, or maybe I'm high. Oh, by the way, oh, by the way.
Concludes our show for today. Make sure you tune in every other week for reviews and news of all the latest independent music hitting the scene. Leggo and Glenn Kelly, thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thank you
it's
for
been
having us.
awesome.
Appreciate you.
Talk about your guys' projects. Everybody go out and stream Relationships by Glenn Kelly and Leggonomics 2 by Leggo. You can catch me at What's Up Ash, Instagram, Twitch. You can catch me Sunday on Venice Beach or any Young Baka production show. Thank you for tuning in to this premiere of B.A.R.S, the B-Side Album Review Show.
B.A.R.S.
I'm your host, Ash, and we'll see you next time.
B.A.R.S. B.A.R.S. Got candy bars.